I didn't know if that's
And I've been
something
doing all
council did,
the
or the DNR yard had officially.
I don't think the township knows that.
Okay, so I didn't try to talk it out, so really spread it out. See if they can offer my in order, so we can take it.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna pound it.
Thank you. I don't know, yeah, I don't know.
Bill, you're. Considering?
Sick, right?
And as well as
Expected.
people's ashes can be.
That's what I heard.
Thing and just
Yeah, that's what she said.
All right, join us all, we'll start with the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you all for coming. We need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make that motion.
Jordan, Merrill second, all in favor? Aye, opposed? All right. So Jack, go ahead.
We've been busy, 21 runs already this month. And, I was working garbage on Saturday. I had an individual come over, sought me out because he was in here, turned the ovens on in the kitchen and smoked the place out. And smoke alarms went off, screaming, and I said, well, I should be getting a text or a page any minute, and got nothing. So the alarm system for fire at least is not working. And so, but otherwise things are going good. Ambulance has been busy, fire's been busy, and so, but I just wanted to bring that up about the alarm system, that it's not notifying anybody.
They still ain't got a board for that.
Yes,
And so,
that's why we're still waiting on the board. Remember, it got hit by lighting
yeah.
and they couldn't get the part.
So,
And so, with these system being as old as what it is, you know, you may even wanna consider just updating, doing away, cause these heads are what, 24 years old? And talk to your alarm company maybe and just do an update. But otherwise, things are good. And
If I
so-
may, on the alarm, because the state's gonna require videoing of the drop box that they're gonna provide for ballots, that might not be a bad idea to try to coordinate something in that. I don't know if the state funding is gonna reimburse or how that's gonna work, but that might offset some cost. Just a thought,
And
You
so,
get a camera in there.
as opposed to putting in just a, you know, a standalone system just for that. If we could integrate it into something we have, but something that's not operational is not gonna work.
yeah, and so, I just wanted to bring that up, make sure that you're aware of it, in case you didn't know that, so, otherwise I think that's all I got.
Yeah, I was at the cemetery, it took a while to get it to shut off. Cause you call their central dispatch on a Saturday, won't be there. You have to get the tech center, which is a special number that took me a while to get to.
Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah, okay. So ambulance, you said, how many runs you say for ambulance?
Right now, this month so far, between ambulance and fire, we're at 21 runs already.
Okay.
And so, huh?
I said that today's only the 12th.
Yeah. Yeah, and so, we've had some interesting calls, we've had a couple bad calls. Central Dispatch has a new program for us, it's called What 3 Words? And when, they can pinpoint a 12 square foot area pretty much anywhere in the national forest, anywhere in the world right now, is what it does. It works off a cell phone signal. And then they send us, if they can get a ping, like sometimes we had it in Backwaters Memorial Weekend where it didn't, or the corridor where we couldn't get it to work. But last weekend it worked. And so they they ping the cell phone. It goes to Central Dispatch, and then they send us the 3 words that we put in our phone. We spell them into our phone on this app, and it gives us GPS coordinates, map tracking, and everything to go to where we need to go. And so, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so we've used it twice, and it's 50% right now. So,
Better not.
yep.
And just so Marilyn, Joanne, you know, we found out tonight that we were able to secure a grant countywide for Manistee County Firefighters Association. So there'll be a check for some $40,000 coming
From where? I'm
eventually.
sorry. From who?
Well, it's the Revenue Sharing Board grant
Right.
that we applied for on behalf of the Manistee County Firefighters Association
And so,
to get, SEEK thermal imaging cameras for every department in the county.
we'll be getting a check from them when they issue them, and then when we get that check in hand, then we will order the units, and then we'll ship them out to all the other departments.
Was that the ones that you guys showed us
Mm-hmm.
before?
Yeah,
Yeah,
The small ones? Yeah, they're sweet.
Yeah.
They really are sweet. And so,
Congratulations, that's good
So that's
money.
good, that.
yep,
That's awesome, good equipment.
So what is it, how many departments?
12 departments, yeah. Yeah, 12 departments, and each department, they come in blocks of 4. And so, yeah, they're pretty neat units, really cool.
Alright, cool.
Yep, that's all I got.
Cool, thank you. Assessor, is that 3? 20%, what we call the 20% rechecks are done. Next month and the month after, we will be starting the rechecks of all ongoing and new building permits. So that'll be done in July and August. Transfer station.
Transfer station. Saturday went pretty good.
Or custodian, sorry.
Yeah, I'll start with that stuff first, I guess. And you have stuff at the bottom here. I don't know if I'm gonna take over that, but unfinished, you got update on playground. One of the things I was gonna say is the picnic tables and grills are all put together and put over there. I
That's
spaced
great.
them out as best that I could for now, and
No, it looks great.
so hopefully every year maybe we can do a picnic table or 2 and eliminate our wooden ones and go from there. And I called you and we had another from CW, another porta potty put over at the new playground, figuring I was kind of one of the first ones there with my grandkids, and I'm like, I gotta go. And then I thought, hey, we should get more potty here. So anyhow, that got done. And so one of the other ones I want to bring up is the one at the backwaters. I replace the toilet paper down there more than once a week, 3 rolls at a time. The door is a steel door, but it keeps getting whipped open in the wind, and so that's like very flimsy. Just wondering what our thoughts would be on putting a porta potty down there from CW. Close that one, padlock it. They got the means of cleaning it better than what we do, and they check them once a week, right?
Mhm.
So they got the cleaning agencies to clean it better than what I mean, I can go down there with a fire truck to power wash the stuff off, but just a,
Yeah, the other thought Tim and I talked about that day was having the bigger toilet paper rolls, because people are just going on there taking the toilet paper roll, and, I mean, it's quick and easy to get a normal roll off, but the bigger rolls that are a pain, you know, that would be another option to do.
We talked about that and getting like, see if I could find like a half ply or something. Be a little squares at a time.
But we have to call, I guess we just have to call consumers, see what they feel, what Brooke and them feel on that, and
Oh.
see what they would wanna do, if they'd be willing to shut it down, because it's kind of in cooperation. I mean, they still give us their report every year, what they want us to fix, what they want us to do, all that stuff. I mean, that's kind of one of the reasons that, so we can ask, I mean, if they'd be willing to, say, hey, it's in that state of repair, it's being abused, would you be willing to do porta potties? And if they do, if they were, then we can go further with that, so.
Okay.
Okay. we can do that.
Oh, yeah, is that something that you or me or?
I'm gonna be gone, Jordan, you've dealt with Brooke before, haven't you?
Yeah.
Could you call her and see what she would say?
See if I can find your number again.
Alright, it should just, if not, I'll see if I have it when I get home. But Brooke McTaggart is our liaison that does over the grounds, I guess, of consumers' property that we deal with. He had to deal with her when it came to the dock stuff, and we've had to deal with her in the
yeah.
past, and she's the one who comes and does our report. So,
Yeah.
they give us our little checklist every year.
Okay.
So, she was the one that required us to put the new roof on it a couple years ago, on that done, so.
Yeah.
Alright.
Then the transfer station, yeah, everything went, I guess, as well as expected on.
Once the trucks got there.
Once the trucks got there, yeah, that was a tad late, but, and of course, that distributed to the line being extra long and going both ways because things just weren't flowing right away, but, so just wanna say thanks to the ones that were there, Jack and Ann, Jesse, Ron, Brett, Joanne, Joey, Bill, Eddie and his daughter. I don't know his daughter's name, but I just got daughter. And myself and
Heather.
wife. Heather. So thank you to them. Eddie was, I think his jaw was on the ground after he seen all the scrap that he got. Halfway through the morning, he was like, wow. But kudos to him, it's already gone. One trailer and a pellet stove is still sitting there, but they'll be there to get that this week. Pellet stove's about 300 pounds, so I told him I'll help him with a tractor, get it on a trailer or something.
Boy, Joey can't lift that himself.
Yeah, he probably can.
That's what I thought.
So of course we filled 5 trucks. I got in contact with one of the drivers right away and said, let's get another one down here right away. As busy as it was and backed up as it was, I was gonna park it in a different spot just to keep things going. But by the time he got there, one of the trucks was full. So, and then I would like to have come up with like a committee for spring cleanup, just mainly to get the word out however we can, discuss different things to educate people and communicate. You know, if we put a flyer in summer tax and winter tax, when you guys do the other trash things, just to come up with what was our 4 B's: bundling, boxing, bagging, and whatever the other one was. Barrels. So nobody, hopefully, the majority of them come with nothing loose.
There's a lot of loose debris.
We
a
had
lot.
trailers there.
That took an hour to unload. I mean, there was.
Yeah, there was trailers there, it looked like they just took shovels and scooped and shoved.
Took front
This
end
year
loaders and
probably
filled
was a little
trailers.
better on the trash, like maggots growing trash.
Right.
This was more, I swept my garage and threw it on a trailer for the last year.
Didn't you have the cat and dog pieces, that
Yeah, we
truckload
had
like we
that.
had last
There
year?
was that
Yeah,
too.
I think
Yeah, those are all
Brett,
fine.
one of our new guys was there and he had to go kind of clean up a little bit because he got a little on him, and
Yeah, I don't know, some people.
I think Joanne had to stop and find some wet ones because she got some kind of juicy stuff on her.
Yeah.
So,
We've had everything.
Which we need to have next time, just, we need them
I
right
thought you
there.
pissed
You
that
need to be able to wipe
5,
that
7
stuff
years
off
ago to
fast.
hang everything up.
Well, it's bagged on the normal days, but we've unloaded trucks of shingles straight up, they just, trucks and trailers and just, they'll strip the roof.
Pieces.
Well,
Pieces of old, so yeah, we know what it's like with the, but it's
Can't
just.
have that.
Yeah,
It has- we need to
and
know
I'm not
that.
gonna go into
Educate.
all the stuff that we've kind of talked about, the ones that were there, and we're like, how can we're not gonna fix everybody, but if we can try to a little bit here and there. The biggest thing is even if somebody was there super enforcing your trailer's too big, you need to pay, I dealt with that. The comments back weren't like harsh, but none of us should have to put up with that. So if we can educate, and one of the individuals, it was just, I'm gonna unload it myself. Well, that's not the point. You're holding up the line, you're filling up the trucks more than what is your 4 cubic feet or whatever. And so we just wanna get some kind of flyers, educate, just to try to make it a little bit better.
Maybe consider a prepay for beyond the 4x4x8, where they came into the township and, I could post up in here on a Friday or something and say,
Yeah.
okay, you have to come and get
Yeah.
this day.
Oh,
If
and-
it's beyond, or something like that. I mean, there's so many different things that can
Yeah.
be.
And,
Maybe.
and like a lot of yous have said, people have been doing this for enough years, they should know better.
Well, it's mostly the
Well-
same people every year.
I know.
I think-
Pardon?
I think it's the same people every year.
Oh, yeah.
Generally.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
So, when I come up to somebody and I say, hey, I need some extra money because of your trailer, and then I get a few comments, I'm like, well, you know what, I don't have to put up with that. But then later on, he comes to me and said that was mine and my father's. So another education thing in a flyer would be, if you're coming with a big trailer and it's 2 different things, then bring 2 cards.
Yep.
If he would have had 2 cards, I would have said, then I would have felt a little bit better. But, so those are just things that we figured if we put 3 or 4 heads together and, a couple times, 3 times a year, whatever. So.
Yeah, I mean, with the new, every year you'll have something new that comes up that you might have to address, so.
Exactly.
Has the township ever done more than one a year?
Yeah.
Yes. How did that work out? Was that,
Uh,
nobody wanted to work, I get it. but
No,
maybe
it
just
was-
one day,
they were very expensive, and the reason why we limited it to the one, and then we limited it a few years after that to the pay anything over than a truckload was because back when, well, this would be 2008, 2009, back when all the repos were going, we had a 32-foot gooseneck come with 8-foot plywood sidewalls on it, full.
Right.
So, I mean, that right there was just unfair, and we had another gentleman that did doors and windows for Lowe's or Home Depot, and it was the nicest stack I ever bundled, but it was every door frame, the 2 sides, the headboard and the sill were taped in 3 spots, the door slabs, the doors, the window slabs, and he unloaded one 16-foot truckload, came back with the windows and frames all broken down. I mean, it was, I mean, you couldn't ask for it. I think, were you there?
Yep.
All 3 of us were there. It was literally the 4 pieces of the window, taped, stacked, and it was 8-foot high, 16-foot trailer, and he unloaded
We're
twice.
walking in a circle like,
And-
what is going on?
And that's when I mean, that's when I said, that's enough. We can't do this. This isn't fair to the person that just wants to bring a recliner, that just wants to bring normal trash. So because of the few, we had 2 or 3 people doing repos that year, and then we had that guy, and then we just had some other folks. The guys know that he would go around and make money in irons. Like, I'll take your trash to the cleanup, and he would charge them and then bring it free to our trash. And he bragged about it all over town. So that's why we implemented this pay system. And it really limited, I think it was 2 years ago, 10 o'clockers won't be in line. So, I mean, it did limit it for a while, and maybe, like you said, we just need to resend out a flyer, get strict with it again.
Yeah.
And that'll, reset the guidelines again,
Yeah.
so.
Also, just a thought, would we be able, I don't know how the dump works out in Manistee, or if it's called a dump or a landfill or whatever, but would we be allowed to maybe buy some permits from them that we could resell to our residents, so maybe they would not wait till trash day and maybe take it out there themselves if they didn't have the hassle of having to go out there on a day that they're open, as if they, I don't know, maybe it's a Monday through Friday that they sell them or not. I don't really know how it works. It was just, some.
That's
Off the
a
question,
that's a
sorry.
committee thing that we can try to
The dump is open Monday through Friday, and they charge by the yard. So they come out and measure your truck, so they charge by the yard, and it's $33 a yard, where we only charge 16.
Right.
Ours was half, so ours, it was the whole thing of like trying to prevent the abusers, but still be nice.
Right.
So we're only charging the half rate. So. But yeah, I think a new flyer and new reiterate, I think you're correct, 100% there, Tim.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
So what do you need from me to,
ideas, and then we can
no,
get
a committee? I wanna put a committee together. Do you need me to come back at another meeting and say, I got, do you need
No.
license and stuff to make sure that, just,
I don't think so. If you wanna come up with ideas and rules, I mean, and then just present your ideas to the board, and I'm sure we'll,
So Tim asked me to be on that unless somebody else is really eager to do that.
go for it.
I'm happy to help.
okay. Thank you.
I do have a comment to make about the dump.
Yes, sir.
In the years past,
Billy's.
when they did the cards, they didn't just punch them, they marked the card. None of the cards are marked this year, so people could make several trips and just get punched. What happened to that?
Was Bill marking?
Bill said to me the day before he was gonna mark them, but
Yeah, usually Bill does that. That's weird that he
I
didn't mark
would
it.
not think that anybody
I
would
don't think
get,
it was like a waste.
Last year was green.
Well,
Yeah.
one person said they did. One
I'm not
person said I
sure
was
why
here
Bill
earlier.
wasn't, but he said to me the
He
day
didn't get
before.
overloaded there
Yeah.
for a little while.
They may have had one of those vouchers
You
too.
know, I could come through 2 or
Right.
3 times and it's going like that.
Ben did
If
give
I
out a
know-
couple of vouchers
Yeah.
in the office on Friday. I'm sorry.
If I know Bill, he'll remember you and you won't be able to come back through.
No, you definitely remember me, but, yeah.
But Bill usually marks them. I mean, that was.
Yeah, that's why I just wanted to bring it up, I didn't know if it's something you had stopped doing, and
No, it just,
No.
maybe his marker died, I don't know.
Cause he even mentioned to me that he's got a different color for every year, which,
okay.
I don't know
Like
why.
I said, when I got in there.
Your card's different every year.
the
I wasn't,
cards were getting full,
wasn't
and
gonna
I
get into
got-
that.
I had to wait about 45 minutes before I could even unload it.
Yeah.
But, I just wanted to bring that up, I didn't know things changed.
Yeah. No, they didn't, they just, something must have
It was
happened.
really busy and chaotic, he didn't even know where to send me.
Yep. Okay.
Hard to think of it.
Like I see 10 vehicles and people that were driving from Iron. They don't even live here.
If they have a trash card, there's no answer to fix all that.
It was
I
that
can
big.
remember
You can.
There's a lot of
if we
people
don't-
from Irons that have property here.
Yeah.
Nancy Randall
If
has,
they have property here, they
they
get
have
it.
Well, I understand, I have 4 pieces of property and I have, even though I have to get paid for 3 different cards, I only get 1 for my house.
Commercial
So,
properties
I
don't
mean,
get them.
there's not nobody that, I'm just saying somebody that doesn't have, a residence. They're
Well-
borrowing someone else's car that owns property and the name doesn't match the car. That's what I'm,
ID could be, check ID, that'll make it go a little.
That'll
And,
slow it down.
and I wasn't catching all of that, but as long as somebody's there with a card, do we really care who, I mean, maybe it's an elderly person that their neighbor's helping them, and here's my card.
Yeah, that's really hard to police.
As long as they got a,
That's hard to police.
It's hard to police, I mean, like I said, yeah, that could be a thing, if that's something the committee thinks it needs to be done.
I mean, how are you gonna do it with their ID? You're gonna have their information.
Well, it says the name on the card, right? So
Yeah.
they have their name on the card, Mr. or Mrs.,
I-
Portman would be on the card.
I said I have an ID.
But there's, but even Bill had made the comment, there's so many people out there that are helping neighbors.
Yeah,
You know,
I
if I got an
don't see how we
85-year-old
can do
neighbor,
that.
I'm gonna help the guy out, and then.
We've been arguing with this thing for
I-
over 20 years, and there's no grade system, you try to be as nice as you can and limit the abuse as much as you can, and I think we've done that lately. It sounded like today was this year was a little hectic, but the last couple of years have been dying down. It sounds like this was another pop.
People were so grateful though, and they were nice. I
Yeah,
don't think
most
we had anybody who was just mean and evil and like, even, waiting 45 minutes, even with the truck delay, we did walk the line and tell, I'm sorry the trucks are delayed, soon.
Oh,
They're
I
on
was
their
getting
way.
pretty nervous that people were gonna start dumping their trash.
Oh, yeah, we were like.
I was at Dublin
but-
Cemetery when you were
Yeah.
texting me.
5 to 8 when the truck went there, I'm like, oh boy.
We've had that happen afterwards.
But like, we walked the line and told people and they were fine with it. They rolled their eyes a bit, but it happened. These things happen. We were grateful
So,
to get rid of that
Those are
stuff.
just, in some of the comments, you made the comment that, commercial doesn't get a card. Committee-wise, we would talk about, ones that own multiple rentals that come with multiple mattresses, which we had an issue with that.
I mean, you could put a limit on that, I mean, we can limit it however you want.
Prepaying
It
here
could be
in the
$1
office,
per
there's a
mattress,
lot
it
of
could be
things
whatever
that
you
you
want.
Yeah.
All right, a lot
So
for
whatever we
committee.
do with the committee, of course, it'll come to you guys before, you know, just to say, you know, for approvals and see once if we can educate and make it a little bit better than what it's.
Tim, one more thing before you get off. For the mattresses, I know the place burnt down, but in California, but I
Can you
thought
please address
they
the
were still.
supervisor?
We
that
talked
other
about
building.
that.
Why can't you divert the people for mattresses there to be
Instead of
recycled?
the cross.
Yeah, guys,
Yeah.
keep going, let's keep going, okay?
Yeah.
All
But
right,
it's just, that's all with the mattresses, maybe that's a whole truck you're filling.
That's one of our committee talking.
Anyways,
Thank you.
move on.
Management Council. All right, we've had quite a few graduation parties, we have one upcoming funeral. The harm reduction, is on the 26th. Besides that, just our normal ongoing, folks that use the hall, free of charge.
26th of June.
26th of June, I think, yeah.
I'll double check.
think
Nikki, is
It's
that,
26th June at 6 PM here.
she just sent a flyer. I'll get it to you, Ann.
Yeah, I'm gonna send
Okay,
that out to
yeah,
everyone
because
as
we
well.
have some medical people that wanna be part
Sure.
of that.
And then as far as management council, I'd like to, thank Val for meeting with me last Friday and going over the entire process of the, hall rental, so it makes sense to the new girl.
Okay.
I guess it's not that new anymore, but, yeah, she did a fabulous job, and she is doing a fabulous
And that
job
was the thing over.
with the
on our
paperwork
part.
and
Yeah.
handling those things. The other thing is, I need to bring up is that we're having somebody, and the librarian has said it's perhaps karate people. Every week, a whole roll of toilet paper goes into one of the commodes, every week. So even the cleaning janitorial lady, she's like, I'm not sticking an extra roll there, this is getting out of hand, I don't know what to do.
Jason, could you, oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's.
Could you ask Val to, come check after karate this next week?
Sure.
Just because they do what,
She
no,
took a
Tuesday,
picture,
right?
she
Wednesday.
showed me
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah.
Wednesdays.
Yeah, but they just do it Wednesday.
Yeah, just Wednesdays, so,
Wednesdays.
yeah, because you could check after
Because
Wednesday.
you
see
have
if it's
bunk
in-
goes in here first and then karate's in here at night.
So related to management council with the ovens, smoking and everything, I looked in both of them tonight, and underneath the bottom part, there's the two, they're not grooves, but you know, they're the long skinny parts on either side of the bottom of the stove where the heat
Vents.
comes up through. It's greasy underneath there.
Okay.
So that needs to somehow be cleaned out.
Is that somebody we call?
I'm thinking, because I don't know how you're gonna get to that part, that's not just normal oven cleaning, it's underneath there on both of them. Because something was creating all the smoke and they couldn't use the ovens. So it's something somebody's gonna have to probably look at.
I can,
Would somebody be
Raise your
willing to
hand,
call,
Ted.
would
Raise
somebody be willing
I'll
to
look at,
call?
I'll see once if it can be that, I'll just, like I said earlier, I'll just open all the windows and turn them on.
Well, is there a self-cleaning feature on those ovens?
Oh, I hope not. If there's that much grease
I
down
think
there,
that's
you
the
do
same
that.
one we
But
got
you
at.
know,
we
when
got-
you do, the alarm will work.
I guess if you can't figure out how to clean it, find a repairman and just, you guys okay with that? We'll just have Tim
Yes.
get somebody out to repair it and clean it.
Yes.
I'll check it out. Yeah, okay.
Hey, Tim, I want you some degreaser. When I
All
brought
right.
it back.
Right.
Oven cleaner.
Jordan, Parks and Rec, what you got?
Oh, everything's looking pretty nice around here. The new tables look good. The docks are supposed to be going in this next Wednesday. So we should have that done and set for the 4th, I'm assuming.
That'd be nice.
Excuse me, is that the docks at the backwaters and the fishing dock, or just,
He said he's starting at Robinson first.
okay, the backwaters first?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know, other than that, we finally got a little bit of rain, so I'm guessing the weeds will start growing again.
Yeah, Dublin, but that's all that's high. The grass is this tall and the dandelions are 8 inches.
And I
But
mowed the cemetery and they're this high, but it's only in the middle section.
The park
And
does
then-
look beautiful
And then the dust is flying everywhere.
with the
for the
new
rain,
stuff,
you know.
yeah. Somebody painted the, horseshoe stakes,
seen it
red, white,
today.
and blue, they're
Somebody's
beautiful,
paint-
and
that's-
that's like, wow, look how nice those
That's
look.
2 years in a row, somebody painted every other state red, white, and blue.
Yeah, it's really
I
cute.
think Dustin Schussler was the one when we put those in, first painted
Really?
those, and he wanted them red, white, and blue, so.
So
Who
Randy, who do I meet with for the launching of the pontoon and do we get that at the water before the fourth?
That guy right there.
Him? Okay.
Are the 3 rafts under the tarp of the,
Yeah, there should be a fourth there too.
so it's are the barrels with them, or?
Yeah, the barrels are all, metal strap, we usually have to flip them over and mess with them, but we got rid of the, ratchet straps a couple years ago, and we went to cable ties and, 1/8-inch cable, and when we rebuilt, I rebuilt the tops of them all and we switched over to metal cable ties for everything, on all the barrels, so they don't
So-
come out.
We shouldn't need more than the pontoon boat and then what's all,
2 of those on top, and there should be 4, I don't know why there's only 3 wrapped up.
okay.
There should be a 4th one right next to it.
Because Josh forgot to put it up there.
Oh, and so
When
there
he
is
was
one
back
there.
When he was on
There,
around.
there is another one, but I just gotta make sure that all the barrels are gonna
Right.
be in,
Should be all strapped. I
not leaking.
pretty much compress those barrels with those metals cable ties. I hope that they're good to go.
Okay.
And then Marilee Duncan from Little Mary's mentioned something about using one of their boats or something to pull something out there. Is that something that we need, or?
That's usually what we've done in the past is
Okay,
we
yeah,
will
she
push.
offered that again.
Yep, then the Little Marys will let us have their little boat to
So we don't
pull it
have to
out.
mess with that little motor that.
I don't remember, we took
probably
a trolling
doesn't
motor
run.
down there for that one,
To help push it.
well, Little Mary's little boat.
Yeah.
Cause that's.
Oh,
that's
so
all it
you
has,
might need
but I don't know if
our
they have
motor.
One on it.
Their big one does.
The big one has
Yeah, it
the
has
trolling
double
motor.
batteries.
Okay.
And I used to go down there the night before and put it on the charger, so it was good to go for on the fourth.
Okay.
So,
She did tell me we could use it, or it could.
so
be
I haven't
used.
dealt with these yet since I've been here.
Right.
I'm assuming the boat and all these rafts have anchors and,
You'll need,
We put 4 cinder block anchors.
4 50-foot pieces of rope and then 4 center blocks.
We just tie them to the edge.
And
You get out there, you
drop
throw them
down.
off, and it just stays right there.
okay.
I will be back before.
I'll be
and
around.
And Gordon will be around. Probably the weekend before is when we get it out. We don't wanna put it out there too early. You know,
Exactly.
so we get it out the weekend before. So
Okay.
It's not that bad. So,
Just while I'm still thinking about it, I'm sorry, I think you mentioned to me that somebody's carving initials, names or whatever already in the new playground equipment.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Have we reached out to the manufacturer to see if we can get touch-up paint so we can, I don't, I just hate to see it all starting to corrode and, yeah, I know,
They're-
it's just,
they're
yeah.
Carving, I didn't look to see,
Some
exactly
people-
what it spelled, but I thought it was like a chalky, like they took a stone and just, but when I wiped it,
I hope they were dumb enough to put their name on it.
They were.
they're,
There's a name there, I've seen it.
they're scratching right through the paint on the brown post.
Yeah.
So you want me to call Willie Goat? I will, and see if they have a
If you would,
paint
yeah.
batch, just like I
I
said,
have-
it's just too new.
I have their
I can't
information,
believe
too.
some, I mean, I believe it, but,
Yeah.
That's powder coat, but yeah, they might have a touch-up paint. I cannot believe it.
all right.
Yeah, I noticed that
Which
3 days after it was in the ground.
Which
Which
post?
post is it, you know?
That's the one by,
Further,
yeah.
Towards the
where it's
lake-ish.
Open where they walk across to that last big slide, it's right there by that,
the straight tunnel,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
No,
It's very, very
there's an
sad.
actual name on it. Yes, I was seeing it yesterday.
Last
I don't know.
thing that I'm thinking about, sorry, Miss Duncan at the, Little Mary's asked if we could put one of the porta potties for 4th of July on that side by the playground, because she said a lot of people use her dock and whatever. And I said, yeah, I was gonna follow up on it, I don't know if you had other plans on where those porta potties
Yeah, it
should
gets really
go.
busy on that corner anyway.
Right, yeah,
Super
so
busy.
that's.
How many more do we have coming?
Well, we
If
got
is
one
one
there,
enough,
there's
8
8
regulars,
more.
1 handicap,
Yeah.
that's what I ordered. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, I think just spread them out.
So just one on that side, or, I mean, do you
Well,
know
one more
if
would
it-
give two.
It gets
Well, there's
busy on
already-
that
It's
side.
two over
Yeah,
there?
there's
Well, you've
already
put
one over
in.
there right now,
Right, so-
across from the post office.
So-
We'll put another
Just
one
one
closer to
more,
her
okay.
side.
Yeah, cause normally there's nothing over there, usually it's on the back side
We'll
and
put it-
around.
We'll put it near Main
Right.
Street-ish area.
And then put maybe 3 more at the park basketball area, and then the other 4 at the beach. That's gonna be your main area. So,
I'm sorry, one at the, we're gonna do one at the playground, and then how, where?
3 over on that, south side,
At the beach,
That-
beach.
and then 4 at the beach.
Where at the beach,
Yeah.
okay, yeah,
And
just
the
so
handicap
they
one
know.
wherever they can put it.
And
I'm sure it's a
handicap
bigger one,
wherever.
so.
Hey, Tim, the fireworks company needs 100 feet on each side of that loading that barge taped off. So they need 100 feet all the way around them, so people can't walk in that area while they're loading those.
Oh, that's easy. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all-
Yeah, he should have tape and,
Yeah, that- that won't-
Yeah, I
blocks
know,
and
but
all
I just,
that.
I know they're talking about
We'll
putting
give it-
order
tie
to
the
He'll
trees.
block it off.
You
That's
just put them out at,
Damn,
the-
We'll block it
The
off.
morning.
but at the boat launch, is that where they do it and
Yeah.
load it?
Yeah, usually no one bothers.
Oh,
them
for the
anyway.
loading area, yeah, that makes sense.
We've had to do it for the guy in the past. They always wanted an area blocked off.
Right.
So we always
Yeah.
just went from the road and did a little circle right around the tree.
Jack will stand there for 24 hours and guard it.
There you go.
Put the truck in front.
No problem.
Oh. These are just
Corbin?
mean.
All right.
Oh, God.
All right, so let's
Good
go.
guy,
Planning,
Wayne,
Jay, what you
just don't
got?
know
Alright, so we are starting our master plan, of course, and we are getting ready to start like the demographics of it. And we are hoping to, in decisions on what format we wanna use with it, to make it user friendly, of course. And then we are hoping that we can complete it within a year,
Oh, good.
so that's the plan,
That would be great.
Big letters,
yeah.
yeah, bigger than this.
Yeah.
Jack, you saying we need to make the agenda a little
Well, we
bigger,
wanna
bigger font?
make it, we wanna make it where if you're reading it, it doesn't bore you to death. You know, you can actually like look at it and understand what's going on. Cause there, yeah, it's just, it's a mess.
All right, zoning. I received 3 land use permits from Bob and Ben in the last couple of weeks for the month, so they're starting to pick up a little bit. Not as busy as May, but there are a few coming in for June.
There's nobody.
Nobody in public comment? All right, so, let's go new business, because we have that resolution, right?
I'm just gonna back up for a second and then on the public comment. There was some question on the parade. Where are we staging for parade? There was
Sixth
mixed
Street
Right in front of the school.
in front
in
of the
front of
school.
the school.
Yeah, we can't park in the school parking lot
Right.
anymore unless somebody wants to talk to Shane or Alicia about that. They
I
probably,
can talk to them.
they might give us the circle or something, but.
I'll talk to
Will
them.
you let me know?
Yeah, I'll talk to
Yeah,
them.
That's why I
because
came
people
here.
are asking,
I
where do we
know.
line
I'll
up?
ask her.
I think we
Yeah.
put near the cemetery on Sixth Street or something, because I know Alicia wasn't too keen on the whole fireworks and parking anywhere at the event center, so.
Richard, I didn't hear Josh, you put in a new, at the boat launch, is that a new dock going in before the 4th?
2,
Before the 4th?
yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna start down there, yeah.
Cause I can't, my boat's too low, that's killing me to fall in my boat. I can't get in, I'm about
You
falling
just fall in?
Yeah. Might answer about it.
Alright, okay, so let's go to the resolution, let's go new business first, or I guess we can go unfinished business. So unfinished business, went to a Tippy Dam meeting. Consumers has kind of come on board with all of the communities, and they are focused 100% as much as they can on saving all 13 dams. Whether or not that's feasible, what this meeting was to figure out a way to generate funds. The amount of money they need over the next 50 years to put in and maintain and operate at their loss at the dams is $8.5 billion with a B dollars. Tippy and Houghton Pile are in pretty good shape. I believe Houghton Pile was 1.19 million and Tippy was 1.36 million of an operating deficit over the next 50 years. Cause what they're doing is their relicensing agreement is 50 years. So that's money that the operating and maintenance of the dam that they lose over the next 50 years operating those dams. So there was a lot of talk about possible, forestry, DNR, but those have such finite type budgets that we also did talk about having, this might be the time where the people and consumers get together and put together a statewide petition to save those dams. Because if you're gonna get that kind of money, you get it at the state or federal level. Us local politicians, local DNR, forestry people don't have that kind of power. That's where you get somebody like Peter stabbing out where they make deals with other people in other states to get what they want, we do what we want, and maybe through a petition is how you get things done when you want to get voted back in. Now, we had that, we brought up a couple, 6 years ago, there was a issue on the rivers, on our 3 rivers around here to close off and make no drinking allowed on those rivers. 56,000 people signed that in about a 3-day period, and that just went away. So I think when you're talking that kind of money, and consumers wants to maintain them, but they're not asking for the whole money, but they're asking some way to offset that. Things go like, well, what about a countywide millage? Well, the thing, 13 dams are not in 13 counties. They're only in 6, don't quote me on it, they're not in that many counties. There's quite a few dams in the same counties. A countywide millage in Manistee at $1.08 billion in value, it's only gonna generate about $1 million a year. $50 million over 50 years does not get you there. So it's gotta come from the federal level. But the good news is consumers is on our side. They heard everybody, they want to save the dams. And there'll be a lot more talk about how to generate that revenue. There was even, I mentioned our landing, which is kind of silly, but parking passes for that. Having the DNR give up Tippy and let us get because that parking is only there because of Tippy Dam, so could we use the funds from that? Could the local areas take over those, run those? So it's all things that are out there and being talked about. So that's kind of where Tippy is, but it's the first good news I've heard since this had come about, because this is something that has weighed very heavily on me, because what it would do to this area is devastate this area if those dams go away.
I think we have an advantage with those bats too, those endangered
The
bats,
environmentalists on it.
You can rally some people with those.
Problem with the bats is they do. The bats, the bald eagles that we have on the backwaters, problem is they can leave that structure there without water behind it, it doesn't fall over. So they could still circumvent this, and leave them there, but it all helps. We try to sell it all. So, and they have been talking at the federal level. There's a little bit of, yeah, we'll listen to you. To get a politician to go, I care about this, what do? You get people. And that might be where we end up going. That's kind of the area that I'm pushing at it. Commissioner Coons, you were there. Do you have any other thing to add that I missed on that?
No, just various things, just trying to brainstorm different ideas, like I said, pull in the DNR, the forestry to, maybe have them step up a little bit more. I've talked to some fish people that come here from various places, and they were not opposed to tacking on a few more dollars to their fishing license, like everyone has to do for their hunting license, so yeah, just brainstorming. Senator Peters, been trying to work on getting something set up for, it's gonna be for first responders, like a retreat weekend or something like that, with Senator Peters being on that, can't remember the name of the actual board that he sits on, but he's contacted us that he would like to come and make presence, so that would be a good opportunity to talk to him.
So, good news. A little bit of good news with that. Okay, update on the playground. I just wanted to thank some people. Tim already mentioned that he got all of the picnic tables, got them all put together, got the barbecues put in. They look great. Joanne got them ordered really quickly. I think she ordered them on a Wednesday. They showed up on Thursday. It was kind of amazing how fast we got those. So that was great. We got those ordered quick. We got them done. So we got to have a nice day before it got vandalized, I guess. That's awesome. I wanted to thank Jack, especially because he was over there on the day with me and everything went wrong, trying to put concrete in, no generator would work, nothing worked, everything was broke. But Jack was there for quite a long time, and we got all the concrete in, to be able to start building things, so I appreciate that a lot. Or, that was just to secure all the poles. I wanted to thank, Jacqueline and Brandon Morgan, for coming over and helping a couple nights, quite a few nights. Their son Alexander, helped out, and then my 4 boys were over there. Jordan was there, also he helped me set the first couple poles, which we found out that were not even, measurements were a suggestion, not a reality. So that made it very interesting. It was laid out a couple different times, but yeah,
I looked at the schematic, Tim shared that with me, and it was
not even close.
a lot,
Not even-
to say the least.
Well-
Kudos, guys, no.
They said
It's
that
like those IKEA things, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they said the platforms were 48 by 48, and they were 35 and a half by 35 and a half. I mean, it's just not even close when you're digging holes. So yeah, that was very good. So I just wanted to thank everybody for that, and it looks great. So, all right, we go on now. We have the Metro Act permit. This is Wolverine Power. It is just a resolution that we have to adopt by roll call vote to allow them to use the right-of-ways in our township for any new work that they have or any ongoing work that they have. So does anybody have any questions on that?
Nope.
I will make a motion. Well, I guess it's a roll call vote, but the motion will be to accept the resolution 2023-6-1, Wolverine Power, giving them the ability to use their right-of-ways for any work that they need to do.
a second. All in favor,
No,
roll
it's-
call vote. Skira,
Hey,
Ty, Freely,
Aye.
Mobley,
Aye.
Montgomery, aye, motion carries.
5-0. Okay, I need a motion.
I'll make the motion. to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor of adjourning the meeting?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, thank you all for coming. Guys, this is the budget that I've been working. Should be where we're at currently. Here we go.
Close. You don't mind, got some things to fix, I guess.
Well, if you can, send me that. I'll try to do them in the morning before I get here, because I should be back about 6 a.m. that morning from Chicago. No, we have a tour bus taking us all down there, because there's 28 kids plus 6 adults, so we have a tour bus. We go out of there,
You don't get
go out
one,
of
you might
there,
get
we
some.
fly to Berlin, and then we fly out of Prague.
Brett have one?
Yeah, she already.
Okay.
She asked for Brett, she asked for
We're
Bob.
gonna work this side.
No, just email me.
Okay, sure.
So that, there might be some times where there's some interruptions, but we're gonna keep
Oh,
it.
yeah, the meeting, I'm sorry, one more thing. So when I put the 24th,
So, yeah, I just got it out, or I just got the final flyer today, so.
Well, see, water is cheap, and when the sun ain't shining or the wind ain't blowing, the river's still flowing. And that's kinda how because the only thing the federal government right now has in their program is solar and solar.
I mean, if we,
They're bringing up, yes, but you're
I
done.
mean, if there is,
Mark Griner today at the hearing.
yeah, I called him.
Yep. Well, the other problem with the dam is fish. The fish lobby has,
When I was down there, all that looked tight.
in 1980, I was talking to Lonnie, who ran the dam for years, and he said, it used to be